Hello and welcome. It is a rainy day here in Space Engineers, but a brand new day nonetheless. And in the last episode, we went ahead and put some piping in and put in these power towers. And I also, off camera, decided to fiddle around with the exhaust pipes. Kind of like the idea of just running fire and smoke. Very appealing. Ooh, fire. Anyways, the important part now is I have also gone ahead and started expanding my walkway. So, and here's my refinery, and then I can come on down in here, don't trip. And then back here is the pathway to the hangar, the garage, the hab, and the office. And then finally, you will see that we have a door leading to nothing. This is going to be our assemblers. So the refinery is a nice big building, and it kind of has to be to fit the refineries inside. But the assemblers are a lot smaller, and since I already have an office, I don't think that I need extra office space over here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a fairly small little assembler hall and just see what it looks like. Um, the other thing that I did off camera is I have dug a hole because I'm a dwarf, right? Anyways, but right over here, this is one of the air vents for the what's it called? The refinery. And since I've got the conveyor port there, I can go ahead and use that to bring the piping on down and then bring that back up over here. And this place will be fully connected. So let's go ahead and get started by connecting that piping. And I want to go ahead and grab, how long is this? That's basically 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 2 curves. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 2 curves. And then let me go ahead and grab my orange color. And follow in the hole. Perfect. Alright, so step one, I want to go ahead and grab the conveyor pipe end. Weld that up. And in case it wasn't obvious, this is basically what I have done for connecting all of the piping for all of the buildings in this mining outpost. Okay, there we go. And now, and we will grab another end piece and stick that on right there. Alright, so I am now coming all the way up, and it's time to go ahead and get a whole ton of steel plates. I do have enough pieces left that if I wanted to, I could go ahead and push that pipe up one more. So I will have to think about that some. Alright, so let's talk about how wide we want this building to be. So right now I've got a base of 3. And then I will put my little black bit there. 4, 5. And then 4 and 5. Let's weld those up. Alright, so I want basically basically a 3 wide pad between my assemblers, which means that my assemblers are going to be right here, which means that I have since I want to use the industrial assemblers, it's going to basically butt out one more. So 1, 2, here's the assembler, here's the speed module, and then here is going to be the edge of my building then. And I can do the same on this side. Alright. Now the question is, how deep do I want this to be? Let's push this pipe up one more. And now I can put my air vent right here. So let me go get the pieces that I need for that. Alrighty. And one moment. I want to get my color. Thank you. Alright, so my air vent will be located right there. Yeah, I still like the fire effect. Okay. Always good to just check, do I still like that? Alright, and then I need my Willis duct here. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a cargo access point right here. Cargo terminal. And on the bright side, now that I have a cargo terminal here, I can just come to here for all my stuff. Because that is all fully conveyored up. Perfect. Alright. So this is going to be my entryway. Let's see here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go ahead and weld out 5. Okay, so this is the entryway. I want a gap of at least 1 tile. Assembler, other side. Let's go 1 more. And eat some food. And then bring it down this way, and then we can fill that base some. I think that's about as much as I'm going to be able to fill in. Can I weld this from the inside? Well, I need to come up here to get that corner, but hey, puppy protection services. Alright, now let's go ahead and just kind of finish filling out that little base area. Alright, and then when I hop out here, can't really see anything else, so I think that we are good. Okay, so that means that this little pad here is going to be where my assemblers are. So let's go ahead and finish filling up the rest of the concrete pad. Alrighty. And I need more steel plates. Eat a little bit more food. Make sure I don't run out of steel plates. There we go.
Energy low.
Alrighty. So here's my assembly pad. And now let me run back on over here to get some more power before my suit complains at me even more. And I am debating which I like more, the sensors that auto open the door or the event controller. Hmm. You know, for the assembler hull, I might go ahead and do the sensor again, because there's only going to be that one door. And just having it auto open and such might be good enough. So we'll see. All right. Now then, let's come on down here and grab a whole bunch of interior plates. Ooh, speaking of things I'm going to run out of, let's put that higher in the production queue. There we go. So right now, I'm just tossing these floors down to basically say that I have them. Um, and to see if this is kind of what I want. Alright, so this would be everything, and hello doggo. Well, that happened. Anyways, moving on. Alright, so with all of this here, then my idea would be to put the assembler basically in these two spots, and then these two spots. Yeah, so let's go ahead and just kind of finish building out that shell really quick. So the idea was I wanted to 3, 4. So when the using the industrial assemblers, when it sticks up, it's 2 tall, and then the speed module on top is going to be 1 higher. So this would be the top then. And I want this. And then the same on this side. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Alright, let's weld those up. Just get a better idea of what I'm working with. Oh, need more steel plates. Good, building a whole bunch of those. Okay, whoop. And of course I fall in the hole. Alright, so starting to get an idea of what I'm going to be doing here. Let's see here. You know what, let's just go ahead and put those interior plates back. And, grab all the steel plates. And just kind of finish building the shell of this place. Alright, so first things first is put these down. And then I want to line the edge here with more of these. And what I will do is I'll just put some straight blocks underneath this. So there we go. And probably 2. Yep, looks like that's going to be about it over there. And that looks like about it over there. So let's go ahead and just get welding. Watch this be the time that the doggos attack me again. Keep saying that one of these days I'm going to put some turrets out, but do I? Nope. There we go. Now, time to get a whole bunch more steel plates. Whew! Burning through those like mad. More steel plates. Actually, just even more steel plates. Yeah, I've got plenty of iron. Alright, and then we come weld this, and then finish putting the edging around. This is not an OSHA compliant worksite. I'd file a complaint, but it'd be against myself, so not going to help very much. All right. There we go. Alright, so now that I've got kind of like my frame up, I can go ahead and see better what exactly I want to do with this. Like fall in a hole. So I need to go ahead and get a conveyor up to basically here. Because the industrial assembler, let me just go ahead and grab it. As you can see, has conveyors on the 2 sides. It's got ports for the speed and yield modules basically across the back and the top, but we only have the conveyance from those 2 end pieces. So I need to have basically a conveyor access right here or right here. And those are the only 2 options. Now, what I could do if I wanted to is I could go ahead and like run conveyors all the way around the outside, and kind of loop it around like that, but that's a lot of excessive conveying. I basically have to come out of either the air vent down there or the cargo hold here. And I'm going to be having the yield modules, or sorry, yield, not yield, speed modules basically along here. So this will not be walkable. Huh. That means that I've got some effectively dead space here. There's something that I want to put into it. Let's see here. Is there anything else that would make sense to have in this building? Well, I could look at putting in H2O2 generators. Um, do something like stick an H2O2 generator in one, two, but even then the conveyance isn't going to line up. Unless, no, even then it's not going to line up. So if I run conveyor under here and basically loop back around this way, I could go ahead and put an H2O, either an H2O2 on those two spots or lab H2O2s, but that's then going to go ahead and kind of ruin any, because I think I kind of want a window right here. You know, enough dilly-dallying around. Let's just go ahead and get to it. I'm going to go ahead and do the simplest variant that I can. And that is... Let's see here. So I'm going to have a door right there. I'm going to put my armor right here. Let's just go ahead and do that right now. Is that facing the right way? Yes, it is. Okay, so with that there, I can now go ahead and hide an air vent under here. There we go. And then Willis duct there. And you know what? Let's just Willis duct this whole outer rim. Do I need to? Absolutely not. Do I like to anyways? Yeah. I'm weird like that. Then I need to convey from there to there, which means that before I do that, let me go ahead and just weld these three things up. Okay, and then stick a corner here, a corner here, a corner here, and a corner here. I will put a Willis duct 2 here. Alright, and then the normal Willis duct. And now let me go ahead and just move all of those and grab the Willis duck pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So that's now all in place. Because this floor is fully concreted, this is going to be airtight. So I can now go ahead and just grab my conveyors. I need to grab a
Energy
T.
low.
Thank you. Did you have to be so loud? So I'll put a T there. And then I need 2 curves. Basically, it's going to pop up. Actually, I will have the pop up be in the piping. So 1 curve, and 2 straights. So the 2 straights. And then the 1 curve. Okay, and again, I'm leaving these gaps because I'm going to be putting some speed modules in there, which means that to access them easily, I'm going to go ahead and just delete those. Let me also go ahead and swap these 2 Willis ducks around, so that way I can just like put something in to block the end of the assembler, and I'll do the same on this side. Or, fall. That works too. Willis duck 2, 1, 2, and 1. Okay, and now let's just go ahead and run on back to get more power. Whee! Running all the way. Alright, and then it is time to build the piping. So I need to come on in here to this and grab a pair of these. And then it's time for those industrial assemblers. And I want these to be black, because that's the same color that I had the refineries. Boom. And boom. And now let's go ahead. So yield modules don't do anything on assemblers, so you just have to choose between speed or power efficiency. And if I look at this really quick in the control panel, you can see it uses about 560 kilowatts. So basically, that uses an entire wind turbine at full speed. with the force um, speed modules on, it's going to go ahead and basically double the power requirements. So that is something to be aware of, but in a base like this, just build more power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And again, they go on these little connection ports here. If I can get up. And the sun is now blocking it just right. And again, just you can see, yeah, 1.2 megawatts max input now. So that's gonna keep climbing. 1, 2, and 3. And now, yeah, 2.8 megawatts. So let's just check something here. The wind turbine, 421 kilowatts with moderate wind levels. Basic math, 2.8, so 4, 8, 12, 2.4, so that's 6. So basically, I need 7 wind turbines at moderate speeds to run one of these. Now I gotta check something. The industrial refineries are at 1.2 megawatts. So 4, 8. So basically, to run the assemblers and the refineries together, I need 20 wind turbines at moderate wind speeds. Got 5, 10, 18. I might need to put up another wind tower. Anyways, that is totally irrelevant. And yeah, should have enough for one more here. Let's come around this side. Alrighty. So that is kind of the bare bones basics of this. Let's go ahead and put a bunch of these floor tiles down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alrighty. So now that we have all of this, what do we want to do now? Well, the first thing that pops into my mind is there is kind of a little area that you can stand up here, but I need to have a ladder to get to it. So let's go ahead and put some little ladders and catwalks up. And then... Yep, okay. Alright, so now I can walk up here, pretend like I know what I'm doing, and then I'll walk up here, pretend like I know what I'm doing. Um, hmm. Let's see here. Now let's come on in here, and I want a half cargo terminal, just because I don't like seeing that. Like that. Okay. And that also kind of blocks that off a little bit. I want to do something. Actually, I could go ahead and put some more catwalks up. Just grab a bunch of pieces here. So if I put a catwalk up here, I effectively have access back here. And then I can also go ahead and run the catwalk across like this. Need to eat some food. And yeah, we'll go ahead and just put an end on there. And put a corner on this side. It's more for visual inspection than usefulness. Alright, so we've got that, and then I just need to go ahead and put a little half railing there. Alright. Oh, and I can't. Never mind. Alright, well, mind the gap. I think that's a answer to that. So I'm getting kind of tired of having my lights on, so let's go ahead and finish putting up my walls. And this level is going to be white. So let's go ahead and start by painting those. And then once I go up the next level, I'll put some corner lights in. And you know what? Let me just go ahead and finish putting up the shell, and I will be back in a few minutes. All right, and we are back. So I went ahead and stuck a little corner light under each of the little assembly walkways, stuck one in each of the corners of the room, and also stuck an inset light over the airlock entry. And I also went ahead and just put a sensor on, so now it works like everywhere except for the refinery. And then I will walk out, and you can see I still have the show sensors on. So if I'm walking down this way, it's doing nothing, but I have to come this way for it to sense me. And then as soon as I walk basically out of that, it will go ahead and close. So let's go ahead and just pop into the sensor, and you can see just what I did. Since the sensor is located basically right there, so it's right under the entry. There we go. You can see where the extents are. So basically, just left, right a little bit to make sure that it opens. Don't need to see any of the bottom. The top is just enough so that way it kind of covers if you're on the walkway. But if you're like flying over it, which you can kind of see there in the background, as I adjust that around, so somewhere around 3 meters. The back extent is basically towards me where I am right now, and then the front extent is sticking out from the door. I could change the front extent down some if I wanted to, and then just detects owners and friendlies and stops triggering off the puppy dogs. So that is all that I'm doing there. So I could turn that off if I wanted to, no real reason to at the moment. And now I can turn that off. And as we can see, the only thing that is left is this wall here. So the big question here is, do I want to go ahead and put a window like that in? Or do I want to put a window like, say, this one? So I could go ahead and just put like a really big window in and then kind of fill that top part out. Or, heck, I could go all out and just make this entire thing a window. Tempting, isn't it? Now let's do a 2x3 and just fill that in. Because a 2x3 is still tall enough that even if I'm up here, I can still look out the window. So, alright. Let's go ahead and put that in. Nope, not that one. I wanted this one. And with that, it is now airtight and finished. So, this is now the assembly hall. I could go ahead and put something here, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave it open for kind of easy access back here. Yeah, so the only thing that I don't have easy access to then would be kind of that bottom speed module, but I can always, dig up the floor tiles if I really needed to get to it. Otherwise, I don't need the Willis ducts all the way around, so I could do something like change them out for floor tiles. I would keep the Willis duct kind of in that corner to just use my venting, but then I could put like a little stair down, and then I would have access, and if I wanted to, I could even have that wrap all the way around for full underside access. But for right now, I think this is pretty good for the assembly hall. Matches the aesthetic of everything else. And if I come look at it from the outside, I kind of like windows there, but they don't make sense inside. So I will stick with just the one big window and then the rooftop window. Um, Now that I see this, do I want to push that back one? You're right. You know what? Yeah, whatever. Um, there. Yeah. There we go. All right, so that is the assembler hull done. Now I need to go ahead and remove my other assembler, since I don't need just a random one when I can use the speed module ones, and then make the decision on whether or not I need yet more wind turbines, or if I'm okay with just, running off battery when I am pushing everything. Which might be good enough, might not. We'll think about it some more. From here, I do need to go ahead and put some reinforcement underneath this catwalk so it's not just kind of floating in midair. You can see what I mean kind of over here. And then I also need to put some lighting up for it. And then what is going to end up happening is I'm probably going to turn this into a full intersection. Over here, I will be putting in kind of a garage slash multi-story hangar. And then when I push off that way, that will be for a large good ships for loading and unloading. And then the mining outpost will be complete. So I suppose I should rename that from home base to mining outpost. Yeah, I will take care of all of that later. If you watched all the way to the end, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.